Let's review the words for house, apartment, and the rooms of the house that we learned in the last lesson. Repeat. Das Haus, die Wohnung, die Küche, das Esszimmer, das Wohnzimmer, das Schlafzimmer, das Badezimmer. Good. And we learned the verb to live in the last lesson as well. We are going to do more with this today, so repeat all of the forms again. Ich wohne. Du wohnst. Wohnt. Sie wohnt. Es wohnt. Wir wohnen. Ihr wohnt. Sie wohnen. Repeat the informal question, where do you live? Wo wohnst du? Notice that after a question word like wo, where, the verb comes next. Wo wohnst du? Literally, where live you? This is how to ask where do you live. Germans don't translate the word do or does in such questions. To answer that question, you need to respond with the ich form of the verb. Repeat the answer at the bottom. Ich wohne in einem Haus. Repeat the formal question now. Wo wohnen Sie? Of course, that still means where do you live, but now this could be asking one or more than one person formally, like a stranger or more than one stranger. So, read the answer at the bottom. Say, I live in an apartment. Ich wohne in einer Wohnung. So obviously, if that's the answer, the question was to only one person, formally. If I want to ask where does he live, I'd ask, wo wohnt er? Repeat that, wo wohnt er? Now read the answer at the bottom after me. Wohnt in einem Haus. And if I want to ask where does she live, I'd ask, wo wohnt sie? Repeat that, wo wohnt sie? And repeat the answer at the bottom. Sie wohnt in einer Wohnung. Going back to this question we used earlier, wo wohnen Sie, is the formal way to ask where a person lives, talking to one or more than one person. So a possible answer, if talking to more than one person, is that we live in a house. Repeat the answer at the bottom. Wir wohnen in einem Haus. Notice this question sounds the same as the previous one, wo wohnen Sie, but the last word is not capitalized. Therefore, it means they. This asks, where do they live? Now, obviously, in conversation, you wouldn't know anything about capitalization, but the context of the conversation would be clear. If you were talking about your family, for example, and you were asked this question, you were probably being asked, where do they live? So, repeat the answer at the bottom. Sie wohnen in einer Wohnung. And of course, it means they live in an apartment. Wo wohnt ihr? This question can only mean where do you live, talking to more than one person informally, plural. If you're a teenager, for example, traveling with friends, another teen in Germany might ask you this question. Where do y'all live? Where do you guys live? To which you'd respond, well, we live blank. So repeat the answer at the bottom. Wir wohnen in einer Wohnung. Good. And now to finish off this lesson, I'll ask you, was ist das? What is this? And I'll give you a moment to answer, saying, this is my blank. Either das ist mein plus a neuter noun, or das ist meine plus a feminine noun. I'll do the first one for you. I'd ask, was ist das? And you'd answer, das ist mein Haus. Was ist das? Das ist meine Wohnung. Was ist das? Das ist meine Küche. Was ist das? Das ist mein Esszimmer. Was ist das? Das ist mein Wohnzimmer. Was ist das? Das ist mein Schlafzimmer. Was ist das? Das ist mein Badezimmer. Good job.